Hello, Lindsay Elliott here from Lindsay Elliott Wellbeing Coaching. I'm live today in my garden because, as you can see, it is a beautiful sunny day here in Brighton. Sorry, a few train noises. I'm hoping that the audio is going to be okay. So I wanted to talk today about problem solving, and when we've got a problem in our lives that we believe needs fixing or sorting out, or something that we're struggling with. So what we tend to do when we've got a problem is that we tend to spend a lot of time up in our heads, up in our minds, thinking about it. And this happens inadvertently or quite innocently. It just appears to be how the mind works. And we also are taught in our society that if we've got a problem, that going into our intellectual mind, our analytical mind, to solve that problem is the best place to go. But what I have seen is that isn't always the case, and in fact is rarely the case. Sometimes going into our intellect and our analytical mind can be helpful, but most of the time when we've got a problem, spending time there is not the most helpful place to be. So what we innocently tend to do is to spend a lot of time ruminating about something, a lot of time asking other people, maybe researching, going on to Google, as Google it is now a stock standard phrase in our consciousness and in our society. And we tend to just look outside of ourselves for the solution. And particularly if you're someone who likes to look to other people to help you with problems, then you may be inadvertently, relying on those other people to find the solution for you. So I had a metaphor come to my mind the other day about problem solving. So if we can imagine that when you've got a problem, it's a bit like when you're doing the hoovering. And so you're busy hoovering your house and you're picking up all of the dust and the dirt, and the hoover's getting fuller and fuller and fuller. And if you haven't changed your hoover bag for a while, then the functionality of your hoover starts to go down. So it doesn't work as well, it starts to work a bit slower, the power goes, you can't pick up as much with it, and eventually you just have to empty it out to get it back to performing at its best. And innocently, when we've got a problem, this is what we tend to do. We tend to go around hoovering up all sorts of information, hoovering up all of the thoughts in our minds, hoovering up all of the bits of dust and dirt about the crappy beliefs that we have about ourselves and about others that can hold us back from, really knowing what we've got going for us. And our mind becomes a bit like a full hoover bag. It just doesn't work as well. We're not performing at our best. And things get a bit clogged. Things get a bit messy in there, really. So what can we do about this? So the first thing, when we've got a problem and we realise that maybe our hoover bag is full, the hoover bag of our mind is full, is as best as we can, is to put that problem on a back burner, is to gently say to our mind, and or just even your awareness that, hey, my hoover bag's full, I'm just going to put this down for a while, and just allow that to be. Just allowing the problem to be. Very few problems in life have an urgent need to be solved. But obviously our minds, because our feelings, we get really uncomfortable when our mind is full, when our hoover bag is full. We feel that in our bodies, we feel it in our emotions, we can feel overwhelmed, we can feel anxious, we can feel stressed, resentful, angry, not present. We're definitely usually not present with our children, with our loved ones, with our work, because we're cogitating over this problem. So the first thing that we can do is just notice that this is happening, and gently, as much as we can, just set it down. So I've had a lot of thinking about something in my business recently, and I noticed that my mind just keeps on going there. So I have to just gently, each time I notice it, each time I'm aware of it, it's just to gently set it down and do something else, focus on something else. And when we can do this, quite naturally our mind will just begin to settle. And the other piece of the equation for me that I have found helpful is knowing that any real and lasting solution to a problem, that the better solution is invariably going to come from within us, from within our own consciousness, from within our own wisdom, from within our own being. Nobody knows us better than we do. And as I've said in previous videos, we're also all connected to the energy that powers life, this infinite intelligence, this infinite wisdom that has every single answer to every single problem, every single question that we could ever have. That being plugged into that resource is available to us. Now, this wisdom can come to us when our mind is busy, but invariably it's easier for us to hear that wisdom when our mind is a little bit quieter, so when our Hoover bag is empty. And I'm sure you'll know that some of your best inspiration comes when you're not actually thinking about something. So when you're in the shower, when you're driving, when you're doing the hoovering, when you're doing your cleaning, when you're, not focused on something, invariably an insight pops in. Oh, that's what I need to do. That's the next step. So it's really knowing that that resource is available to us all of the time, and it can feel safer then to put things on the back burner, knowing that this wisdom will eventually speak to us and will eventually show us maybe not the whole solution to the problem, but just the next step. And something else I'd also like to mention is that also a lot of what appear to be problems is just thought believed. So it's that thought energy passing through us, it's our cognition, it's our beliefs running through our mind, that we believe them to be true, and that makes things look like a problem. So we get to experience our life through our thought. We get to experience our feelings through our thought. But underneath all of that is this deeper, wiser, calmer, more peaceful place within us that doesn't ever go anywhere. And really rather than looking at what's bubbling along on the surface, it's looking to this place, this deeper place within us. That is actually our true experience of life. When we're present, we're in flow, we're feeling peaceful, we're feeling calm. This is our natural state. This is our first state that we can always return back to. So you may even get an insight that suddenly makes your problem not even a problem. And you can just realise, that wasn't a problem. I just believed it to be a problem. And even if you then have an insight about how to solve something, it may be that, yes, it still looks like a problem, but you have a solution. So just to wrap up, just to go through the points, that remembering the metaphor, next time you're feeling up in your head about a problem, is my Hoover bag full? Do I need to empty my Hoover? So put this on the back burner. Do I need to trust in the intelligence of life that is running through me to solve this for me? Now, you may not have had much experience of this in life. You will have actually had experience of this all of the time, but you may not have recognised that it was this intelligence running through you that is helping you all of the time. So just knowing that it's safe to put things on the back burner, it's safe not to cogitate about them, it's just to let it go and to let go of your intellect and your analytical mind and see what occurs to you. And it may occur to you to work with someone about a problem, but invariably working with someone about a problem is that they'll help you to get to your own insights and your own solutions and just offer you a different perspective. So it still will always be coming from within you. It's always coming from within us. It's never coming from outside of us. I think that was all of the points. And just, one final point. And if you look back over your life when you have had problems and those problems have been solved, you might just want to reflect on how did they get solved? Were they really solved by you going into your intellect and by really thinking about something? Or did it just pop in at a moment when you weren't thinking about it? Or did someone say exactly the right thing to help you to see something differently, to get a different perspective, to let go of an old belief about something? So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that the metaphor of the full Hoover bag will stay with you and help you next time that you find yourself in a busy mind about something. So thank you for watching this, and I will see you not next week 'cause it's half term, so I will be off on holiday with my beautiful boy, so it'll be the week after that. Okay, lots of love, bye.